Hey everyone, coming to you from an undisclosed location, better known as my office, actually. I came to you here because I just got finished, well, I should say I'm in the middle of, let's say it that way, of unpacking, because I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, as I've talked about elsewhere. And I'm getting ready for the fall semester, getting into that routine. And so I've been unpacking and moving things around here in my office. And what occurred to me as I was doing that is about the nature of the physical space in which I'm writing. Now, I've talked about physical spaces on the YouTube shorts before, and I will probably link this to that video actually. But I was actually starting to think about the condition of the physical space in which I write also. Because the reality is that right now, the office, because of the unpacking, is cluttered. Once it gets done with that, it'll be less so. But it occurred to me that we all have a different sort of tolerance for what kind of writing spaces we want to write in and what the condition of those spaces are. I know people that like to write in these extraordinarily romanticized almost, right, places where they're in like this small little study or something and they're writing at their desk and there's this like, several towering columns of dusty books that look like they're ready to topple over on them and they're typing away on this paper-filled desk on their old typewriter or whatever. Very homey and very quaint and feels very much like, the author must spend their time upon their craft and they have no time for the physical conditions in which they work and all that kind of stuff, right? And then I know people who like to work very much in a sterile, almost hospital-like environment with nothing around them, basically, just very clean, distinct, and nothing to distract them at all. And then I know people who are obviously in the middle of those extremes. For me, one of the things that I've realized over time is that the physical condition of the space that I'm in can have an effect, and sometimes a deleterious effect, on my writing. If my room is super, super cluttered and I'm trying to write in it, what I find looking around is that I get distracted, right? Like, well, that thing could fall over and could be a problem, and so that's too dusty, and I need to clean that, and I'm not sure if I need to reorganize that. And all of a sudden, I'm being distracted from my actual writing process. On the other hand, there is no way that I could write in a pure, like, hospital-like environment, because I'm not writing about sterile, clean rooms most of the time in my work, right? I'm writing about lived-in spaces where people actually function and exist on a daily basis. And so for me, the answer has to be a room that has some resonance with me emotionally and physically. I can look around and say, that piece of art, I remember that, why that's there. I know about that photograph, that book, that game, or whatever, but not so cluttered that it distracts me from the work that I'm doing. And what I want to give you the advice to think about is to be intentional about this and recognize that the condition of the physical space you're in, whether clear or cluttered, can have effect on the writing work you ultimately do. Just a couple of thoughts on this Sunday, and I'll see you folks later in the week.